welcome to my channel. To maybe the two of you who are still here from when I was making videos like 3 years ago, welcome back, I guess. But to all new people, welcome. One of the series that I really wanted to start, now that I'm back on YouTube, is called Inside the Ivy League. I just give an inside scoop of what it means to be in the Ivy League, different events that are going on, different topics. A lot of this is applicable to really just college in general, not just the Ivy League, but considering I am currently a sophomore or second year student at Columbia University studying sociology and business management, I thought this would be a great way to kind of relay some of my experience to you. Because I know y'all want to know. I know y'all want to know. And if you don't want to know, why are you watching? Essentially, I'm going to be talking about my experience at Columbia, so definitely comment below different video ideas that you may have, and yeah, the things you want to address. Especially now, it's really rough. I think a lot of us are trying to find like different pursuits and hustles and just really capitalizing on some of our interests now that we have more time. You know, with the current global pandemic, I hope everyone is staying safe, practicing good health measures and safety precautions, looking at reputable sources, and just trying your best to make sure that you and your family, your loved ones are safe. I think this is a really big time, a really taxing moment of our mental, emotional, and social capacities. So make sure you're checking up on your friends. Like, check up on your friends. You never know. You really never know what people are going through. I feel like Jamaican families just love to yell. Yell, just to hear yourself yell. How is yelling helping you? Like, did you get the job? Like, did you get the car?
Get the job? Is your house any bigger? Did money just magically, get put in your pocket?
Like, how is it helping you? But yeah, I know a lot of us are going through it, so definitely stay safe. I want to say congratulations to the class of 2024. I applied to Columbia early decision. It was so just remarkable kind of seeing the culmination of all the things that I had done, and like just really seeing that all my aspirations were kind of actualized, and I was going to be able to kind of, pursue my dreams. And so I know you guys are really feeling similarly. And on that note, to all the people who may not have gotten to their top schools or their dream schools, or things may not have panned out in the way that they wanted to, this global situation like this really just allows us to recognize that there are so many more important things than, prestige, than like these things that people have crafted to kind of tell us what is a good school, what is a good future. That could be a whole nother video topic about like, how we've constructed like these ideas of success and how that affects like high school students or college applicants and college students. That can be a whole other video, but I just implore you all, stay safe, focus on what's important, roll with it. Like, life is not that serious. Like, don't take things too seriously. These are the years where you're supposed to have fun, enjoy yourself, have intellectual curiosity. So don't let a decision, regardless of how it went, rule your life. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even trying to preach out here. Like, this is not the video for that. Jesus, I'm telling you, the siblings, just throw them away. So like, I really don't want to give information that you could just find on a brochure or, find on Columbia's website or just some other school's website. I want to give, I want to focus more on kind of the social aspect of things, like what it means to be a Columbia student in the day-to-day life. What are some things that I've really, enjoyed socially, and kind of what is the culture of the university? Because I think that's something, we can find all this information about the schools. If you're applying to Columbia or other affiliated schools, you're likely going to have amazing academia, amazing extracurriculars. You're going to be able to have an amazing alumni network. You're in a really good place. And that's the same for all of these schools, but I think what really differentiates them and what really takes time to learn about is the culture. And like, what are the reasons why I wanted to come to Columbia in the first place? One, I wanted to be in a larger city. I went to a small boarding school, about 500 students in the entire school, about a little over 100 students in my graduating class. So everyone knew each other way too much. Like, I knew who was talking to who had like been in a fight with, like Sally had been in a fight with Sam, and Vanessa fought her at this party, and like this person is getting on probation for this. I knew everyone's business in the span of 24 hours. And like, I was over that. I went to a place that was an amazing academic and cultural depository. I was doing a lot of things in high school, like, studying Chinese. I lived in China for a year. Fashion, entrepreneurship, doing like TED Talks, and like just I was really growing this interest in academia and business and entrepreneurship. And so I wanted to be in a place, go to a college campus that was really conducive to that. I know y'all know the people in high school. Like, some of them were just, people are exclusionary, you know, all types of obias and ists. Like, you know, so many different microaggressions. And like, I know that's just a reality of life. You know, especially if you're going to these really privileged places, or if you're someone who looks like me or has a marginalized identity, we're going to be consistently, you know, rubbing up against privilege. I belonged, a place where I could actually see other people like me, have conversations with other people like me. That was really important to me. And then internships, exit opportunities. I wanted to have a great alumni network, place where I could get great internships and learn about myself in a professional setting, because obviously once you get into college, the professional realm is on the horizon, and I want to be prepared for that. Again, I'm a current sophomore at Columbia University studying sociology and business management. Just to get out the know, I know everyone's like so conscientious about the food. The food is pretty good. It has like this really nice Gothic architecture, which I really like. Really into arts and architecture and stuff like that. So like little details and aspects like that are something I actually really look for on a campus, because I want to make sure I feel like comfortable. Like when I walk onto campus, I feel like, wow, like I want to be in awe as to where I am. With academia, so biggest thing about Columbia, I would say, is that we have the core curriculum, which is essentially the ethos behind it is that we're supposed to be very interdisciplinary as undergrads, learning a bunch of different disciplines, from history and philosophy to sciences to art. So Columbia really predicates itself on kind of building this like interdisciplinary knowledge. I recognize that Columbia really does love thinkers, like people who are just like, who just think to think and love to ideate, and are just like really questioning things around them. And the core really is that type of education. And then besides the core, you, as I said before, like if you're going to one of these institutions, you really have the ability to study whatever. There's really not any like specific like pre-professional majors or concentrations or fields of study. Like there's business management, which I'm doing, or there's like public health, and C is just the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. Pretty much everything is pretty like applicable. Like it's obviously, as the name implies, applied sciences. So pretty much everything you're doing is pretty applicable. So with internships and other exit opportunities, there's a bunch of opportunities from Columbia. I mean, the alumni do so many amazing things. Like I'm sure you can name a bunch of Columbia alumni. They'll pop up on the screen. Have gone places and like so many, you know, companies, whether you're in finance, if you're in the arts, if you're in whatever, they come directly on campus to recruit students. So there's a lot of perks. I mean, as I said before, I'm not going to focus too much on this. I probably would do another video if you guys want about internships, maybe how to do interviews and like internship best practice. The nature of going to these schools, you have a lot of opportunities set out for you, and it's really up to you to know how to leverage those opportunities to be able to get to wherever you want to go. So being in New York City, it really is great in the sense that there's so much at your disposal. If you're at college in a really remote area, maybe you're talking to a recruiter, but you're not able to, you know, go down and go get coffee with them or go talk to them in a more personal, intimate level. You're not able to go down to their office and really talk to them. In New York, it's like everything is right there. If you find someone on LinkedIn, if you contact someone, maybe you're trying to model and you have an agency, you can literally take the train, go down to their office, and you're there within 20 minutes. Really that duality of life, being able to be a student and then having that real life post-college in your view, that I think really shapes your experience and makes you all the more mature and well-versed than maybe many other college students who may not have that same experience. I will say it's hard though. You know, I came in with the idea, as I said before, I can talk about this more in another video, but I came in with the idea like, wow, like I'm gonna get an internship, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna apply to these internships, and bim bam boom, I go to Columbia, like it's gonna be fine. No, sweetie, humble yourself. I think as a whole, the city just really adds to your whole collegiate experience and kind of allows you to kind of live this dual experience of being a student and still being able to be really well versed in your professional pursuits and have those types of like really mature experiences at a pretty young age. So if you're that type of person like me who likes to get to know a bunch of other people in other schools, you can hang out with them, because New York City is such a big community. You know, there's so many schools, it's so rich with like youth and culture. It's really just a time where you can just meet so many people. Like you're not just limited to Columbia and being on campus, you just have so much like opportunity to meet so many other people. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the juicier stuff, the stuff that you've probably been waiting for. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. One thing is stress culture. I honestly could probably do a whole nother video on stress culture, but stress culture is real. You know, people going to school like this where people are really overachievers, people can be really competitive. People have probably gone to other boarding schools and, you know, they have this really cultivated mindset as to kind of what they want to do. Maybe their parents have informed that. Maybe it's self-guided, self-driven. It can be rough. And so people are like, yeah, I'm going to Columbia, but some of us are low-key struggling. And that's why I really implore you, like, I want you guys to know that coming in. Like, Columbia can be a really tough school, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. It gets hard. Like, it gets hard, especially during midterm season, final season. It's not only that, it's like you have people, it's not only just the aspect of like classes, you also have the competition between people coming to internships, especially if you're someone who's really interested in the financial sector of things. You have people who are like, oh my God, like, where are you interviewing? Did you get this point? And like, the best advice that I was given is to come to college with big headphones on. You know, I think that's the biggest advice that I've gotten because yeah, there's just so many like competing opinions and ideas as to how you should operate. But in an environment that can be really stressful, in a place where you're trying to acclimate and find your friends, it's important that you're listening to what's here. Like listening to your heart, listening to yourself first, because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. Like, I'm not trying to preach here, but you have to live with yourself. Something I would say is that yes, you can find like really great friends and support systems to help you through things like stress culture, through hard times, even the good times to really amplify your experience. But I would really say you have to be intentional. You know, you have to kind of build your experience. The friends aren't gonna come to you. This is pretty much the same thing anywhere, to be honest. The friends are not gonna come to you, you know, but I will say there's all types of people here. There are like the bots who like are in the library 24/7, eyes are glued in the book 24/7, Saturday nights at 2 a.m. they're in the library studying. Like, there are those people who are like that all the time. There are people who are able to kind of try to juggle and balance it. People like to have fun, go out, go downtown, maybe go to a local park. There are druggies, there are stoners, there are all types of people who go to Columbia. A lot of like, there's a big learning curve, I would say, for your first semester, first year, to be honest, and your second year. Honestly, throughout your entire time, but I would say primarily your first 2 years that I have learned. There's a big learning curve as to finding your friends, but I will say they're there. There's creatives, as I said, there's such a range of people, but you just have to insert yourself in those extracurriculars, into those classes, into those really uncomfortable situations. And that's the way how you kind of find people that you really wouldn't have before. School spirit, I'm gonna say, like, just straight up, if you think you're gonna go to like, if you think this is gonna be like CU Boulder, we're gonna have like these football tailgates, like school spirit, like these frat parties, no, like it's not the same. Like, you should kind of just know that coming in. We do have frats, that's to say we do have frats, we do have sororities, there's Greek life. If you're really interested in like trying to join one of those and like expanding your social purview in that way, you're able to. There's a lot of people who love the sororities, a lot of people who love their frats. I'm personally not in one. I don't know if it necessarily coincides with my interests and like what I like to do in my identity. I like to kind of cultivate my friendships and friend groups outside of necessarily like this space where everybody, I don't know, I find that's a whole nother topic, but I find kind of those spaces sometimes very constricting and like very forced. They have formals and things like that, like all sororities and fraternities do. So like you have the ability to kind of be able to kind of find your group in that way if you so choose. So I think that's really great that Columbia offers that. I know a lot of other Ivy League schools have either no frat sororities or very little, or they're highly policed. Even though Columbia highly polices them and like, you know, things on probations for long periods of time. They are there and they do throw a lot of events, and like it is, I think, a big hub for some of the undergraduate culture. Parties and nightlife, if I said before, there's frats and sororities, but recognize there's also New York City. Like, there's such a big culture of going downtown and like going out. There's a lot of implications with that, but like going downtown, going to a club, going to a bar, going to wherever, like there's just a big culture of, you know, that whole experience and really being able to soak that in too. Not only that, like, as I said before, if you have friends in New York City, you know, as I said, it's a big place for creatives. If you have friends in New York City, you know, who goes to FIT, to Parsons, to one of the CUNY schools, these people are hosting parties too. Like, you can meet other people from other colleges, kind of build your network and your friendships. Like, it can be really, it may be kind of dead on campus at sometimes, especially if there's midterm season and everybody's like really struggling. But like, if you still want to have fun, you can go downtown, you can go to a restaurant, you can meet up with your other friends, even your friends at Columbia, you can be able to do that. So I love just the latitude and the range that you have to really like enjoy yourself. All in all, I am happy about my Columbia experience. You know, I do think I've been able to meet people that I wouldn't have been able to meet before, make connections with people, be able to really create this like campus community. Like, it really is a big lesson as to how the greater world operates, and you really learn how to not coexist, but like really do learn how to interact and socialize and have like, you know, pretty pressing, intriguing conversations. You connect with so many people across the city. You kind of get this level of maturity that you wouldn't necessarily get in another place. You know, now that we have the coronavirus, I will say, you guys need to look at how the colleges that you're interested in are responding to the coronavirus. You know, how are they treating their students? Are they, you know, providing housing? Are they kicking them out immediately? Are they trying to help their surrounding community? Are they, because obviously these schools are really big, probably have really big endowments, probably own a lot of real estate like Columbia, you know, so are they providing like a rent moratorium for a lot of the, you know, residents that are renting their property? Are they trying to employ a lot of thought leadership around the coronavirus? Things like that really show you kind of what type of school administratively Columbia and other schools are. So I would really say to pay attention at this point in time, because it's a really important juncture, because you're going to learn like how are you going to be treated as a student if some other big issue, major issue arises. I do really commend the ability of marginalized students and just students in general just to be able to come together, caress each other and encourage and have compassion for each other in times of uncertainty like this, and you know, times where people face you know, certain microaggressions and things like that. So there are really great pockets of the Columbia community, and you just have to know how to find them. But yeah, you know, as I said, overall, I think I have enjoyed my experience at Columbia. Like, this is going to be a whole series inside the Ivy League where I'm talking about Ivy League topics primarily, but it's really applicable to, you know, college in general. So comment down below if you have any type of ideas for things that I should post, if you want me to talk about something specific to Columbia or specific to the Ivy League or just in general. You know, I'll be doing a lot of content on a variety of things, from fashion to lifestyle to college to advice to internships, interview advice and things like that. So I'll be really active in the next couple of weeks, so I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for what's next.